calling the internet police.
That diving becomes much more simple, but I mean, the way that the lanes are looking right now, it's going to be a few minutes before you can really tell who's going to
maybe trouble on bottom lane. Line of Heaven, he's already getting struck up. He's got that surge up, lucky to get to level 2 during that engagement. If he didn't get that level 2 by 1 experience point, Sunstrike searching for him too. Fog's having a look around, and first blood she spilled on the Jakiro. Puppy currently chasing down Way Too Sexy. One last right click, not going to be enough. Manages to time the salve right, but they will be able to pick up Bulba. So there will be a revenge kill on this top lane, even though first blood was spilled. But Avors is the one to take that. And in the meantime, top lane, nice path. Going to hold Bulba in position for the moment with Way Too Sexy. Arslan also with a dual breath. Avors trying to crit down, and it will be able to bring down one. The Sunstrike hits pretty hard there on Avors and also splits off to Arslan. And now Avors with a Battle Hunger on top of him goes Invis, but he's going to tick over from this, especially if he comes in closer, but he still wants to kill on Bulba. Maybe he's not, living in the end with a stick charger, so Avors turns around for a double kill on the top lane.
That was really good awareness, and Havost is pretty darn happy at the fact that he picked up that wand, because it's the only thing that saved him right there.
Light of Heaven's having a little bit of trouble on the bottom lane. Tides of Time blocked him long enough for Owie, only to get the 3-second stun, but also to get that Reality Rift and pull him back in again. Glimpse was the first thing to work. Keep on looking for it too. It's the reason why now Fog, to seeing him here in the middle lane. Dendy, he gets this hook this time around into the Dismember with the rot, and Fog will go down, and that's when you see your momentum change.
Especially with Bounty Hunter being level 7, he's got track, and he has level 3 Shuriken toss, so it's a lot of burst damage
Dendy's
coming
in
out
trouble.
as well when you partner.
Dendy's in a lot of trouble. Cold Snap, 2-second stun, Sunstriker on top of him, and the wall from Disruptor going to ensure the kill on Pudge. So Dendy, so much for that momentum, going to go his way in the middle lane. Everyone rotates down for it. But then again, Light of Heaven's a lot of space in the bot lane. I'm just being told, guys, that to fix a lot of the problems you guys are having, I have to restart the live stream. So I will drop the live stream for a moment and bring it back up again. For people out there, don't worry, if anything does happen, it will basically be caught on VOD, so you won't have to worry about missing any of that kind of stuff for later on the game. Owie, maybe we'll just wait a second here. As Sunstrike's already right there next to Light of Heaven, the damage going to be enough, and Glimpsing doesn't need it. Darkseer already brought down the bottom lane. They're just moving, rotating, and finding these kills, and also on top lane, Bulba caught out for a little bit. Do you think we're now safe to restart the stream? Even though I'm seeing a smoked up Dendy looking for a kill, and he hawks, he does! Pulls in Fogs, nuke from Chen. Easiest kill of his life in the middle lane. And he only just came in raids.
That high ground ward that was just placed, pan dividends, and that's pretty much all a Pudge needs, and he placed that himself, like right before Fog was making his way back to the lane, and that was pretty much about as max distance hook as you're ever going to see. So Navi's definitely doing a good job of remaining active all over the map. Bounty Hunter's going to have his drum relatively soon. And I mean, he's still being pressured a little bit, but still haven't really seen that Axe do a whole lot. Battle Hunger is still quite good at this stage in the game. Once it gets to level 7, it's going to be even more annoying. And it's just a matter of how many he can get off during a fight. Because it does
again in middle. Denny's got himself another hook. Dismember and rot. Sunstrike will go, and Denny will cop a little bit of damage from that, but not enough to bring him down. All right, I'm going to restart the stream very, very quickly, guys. Maybe not. They're going to push the top tier 1 tower. You know what? There's just not an opportunity. There is never an opportunity in this game. We're going to go to that top lane tower. Trax are restarted off. They're trying to get rid of this creep wave so they can attack the tower, and Bulba's going to get towards the front lines. TP's coming in too. Bulba trying to catch up to Avors, but he's already been sent back by Puppy. Thought that glimpse was going to bring him back too. It did. He got sent back by Puppy, and the glimpse, in fact, brought him back into the lane.
Is walking down towards his tower. The only way you get that hook is if you have a ward in the lane. Like, there's no way he just threw that blindly.
That was close. Glimpse going to pull him back in again, so Dendy going to be forced to stay here. He's already silenced inside the Ultimate of Tides of Time, and Owie got that stun off, but Dendy's not dead just yet. He can rot himself to death if he wants to, but Owie getting locked down with Avors coming in the midst of this fight until Axe gets the call off, so Avors is stuck there, but Dendy hooks up on such low life. He doesn't want to run. He actually commits suicide. Right with Way Too Sexy's attack following him. Puppy with a double kill as well. Pudge will buy back into the game. Track now up on Way Too Sexy. Denny will look for the line. He might be able to get it too, or maybe Way Too Sexy will back himself into a corner, trying to TP back out again, but the damage is just too much with the Force coming in. Shuri Toss and Janata. All the damage he needs, and Dignitas Losing so much in that middle lane. Probably unnecessary buyback there by Dendi, but still, fight goes Na'Vi's way.
Why not go buyback anyway, just to add suspense, you know? I mean, he got out of the fight with, what, 30 HP, lands a hook on Tides of Time, dismembers him before he's even able to get one auto attack off, which would have killed him, and then he denies himself when the Venomancer was walking up there to try to kill him. So yeah, Dendi definitely played that great. Havost actually got the kill as well on the last year, who was alive in the little like tree juke spot over there to ensure the Battle Hunger didn't take him down. I mean, everybody is basically just playing really, really well on Na'Vi and Tides of Time.
Yep. Hooked in, rotted up, and destroyed. Bulba, well, maybe not. Trying to help him out, but Dendi's running around with Earn charges. That got that kill. Sunstrike's going to be perfect from the Invoker, and not able to get there in time. Axe able to bring him down. Ice Path goes through, but way too sexy. Too fast underfoot. Light of Heaven. Poppy's really not quite sure about this, so I think he's actually going to sacrifice his entire creep wave to do this, because there's no extra support coming in for it. Or are they just trying to bait it out? Or they believe they can force it, so just the two of them. Extra support's coming in. Light of Heaven already been sent back to base by Puppy. And then again, Disruptor on the mark. Tides every single time he sees that send back. He's instantly onto that glimpse.
Yeah, that was definitely a very, very good glimpse after seeing the Holy Persuasion animation. No, excuse me, Test of Faith. Animation, and you know, that's why Disruptor is so ridiculously hard to play against sometimes, because his area of influence is just so big that sometimes you just discount it completely and think that you're going to get away. And I'm sure Havost knew that he was dead right there, because the glimpse has to go off obviously before he goes back to base, but the travel time, he's got to be thinking to himself, man, if there was like a virtual way to like experience a plane crash, that's pretty much what it was. Just like your heart sinks and you're like, crap, I am so dead right now.
You're now seeing the reason why Havost got the Vlads, man. He's the one tanking up Roshan, while Arsart with 2 points and Liquid Fire just slows down Roshan's attack. But Havost is able to basically solo damage to an extent Roshan. And gets it too.
Yeah, he's got 16 armor, and he has lifesteal. Plus he's giving his team that added damage, so definitely an interesting way to go about it. And it should have been a little bit of a giveaway, actually, that Arsart decided to level 2 points in a Liquid Fire over maxing Ice Path, because a lot of times now, you'll see Jakiros just go 4-4-0 or something like that. They want a super aggressive kind of early game build. But instead, he opted to only go 1 Ice Path. The scaling is worse, in my opinion, if you level it up. Obviously, level 1 is always going to be the best rank, but it's definitely an interesting way to play it. Nice way to abuse Dire Side as well. Just some pretty quirky stuff coming out from Na'Vi, but it's working.
Another bit of a quirk. We just saw an attempted fountain hook. Puppy was trying it with Dendi, but Dendi couldn't find himself a target, so he just held the hook in the end. And looks like we got a little bit of fun in the bottom lane. Bounty Hunter took out the tier 1 town. They dropped the Sentry Ward as well, and another Sentry Ward too, but way too sexy. He doesn't have enough life to survive this. He's already been brought down by a Force. Reality River pulling back in the middle of the wards. 3 seconds on the stun for him. But Aegis the Immortal, wall already prepping up. Ice Path going to go through. It's going to split the team up a little bit, but then the Ice Path completely wears off, and then the Meteorites drop from the sky. Havost on low life. He used 6 charges already, but cannot get out of here. And Puppy looking to send somebody back, but, well, we know how that's worked in the past. Ice Path, nice little lock-in, holding Fog as well as Tides of Time. Owie, also not really great for him. Wonderful hook up by Dendi, but not getting a real thing. Now going to find a real one. Tides of Time, already low on life. Owie being rotted up a little bit, but Dendi with a 3 second stun on him. Back in. They're inside the silence, but it's not going to stop them. It's going to be Na'Vi walking all over Dignitas until Bulba can bring down Dendi. There's Puppy with a double kill. Ice Path trying to lock in at least one hero. The Tides of Time runs out and up the lane, moving so pretty. Actually, he's getting really far in. He'll have time to TP out, but I don't know if he can find the little bit of a space to do so. Locked in, triple kill for Puppy. Use this nuke to finish the job.
Definitely a great team fight. I mean, they committed a lot to killing Havost twice right there. It was just Na'Vi capitalizing on the fact that they had basically expended a lot of abilities to take him down. They got in there. Ion Shell and Rot is a ridiculous amount of AoE damage in itself. I mean, level 4 Ion Shell is 90 damage a second. Then you have 110 from Rot. So if you're standing anywhere in the vicinity of those heroes, especially together, you're really, really hurting. In the vacuum, of course, from Light of Heaven, trying to alleviate Dendi a bit. He went for the Fog Hook on a Tides of Time beforehand to try to get the kill, but ultimately it didn't matter because he dropped anyway. Just really nice play by Na'Vi, knowing when to pick their fights and coming out on top because of it.
Oh, looks like Venomancer's having a little bit of trouble. I was following him all the way and then didn't realize that Dendi was just there waiting for him in the middle lane. So another pick off. happening up. Looks like Vac, nicely done by Light of Heaven. That's actually stopped the TP up towards the top lane, meaning Vorst was able to end up finishing off the Invoker. Not by much life too. If that TP did come in, Vorst would have been dead. And Bulba was the one forced to TP up there. But Na'Vi now locking
curious.
Down.
Is Havos going to go BKB or is he going to go Desolator? That's what I want to know. I mean, BKB is obviously the safe choice. But when if he goes for Desolator, it would be cool.
Just because it would be cool. Hawk attempted there by Dendi. But when you think about it, like, BKB is not going to be too bad when you've got so much which is already going to lock you down during a fight. In fact, it'll be the logical choice to go. But does he just want to completely destroy the CK as well as Axe? Is that his job in this team? Puppey, Dendi, he's looking for the... Mistimed by Dendi. He had 3 heroes to choose from.
No, he got him! Wait, he's going to the well!
No, he didn't. Did he?
Look.
The Hawk? Yes, he did! Look. He got Venno! There was no Hawk animation!
Oh, man.
There was no Hawk animation!
When he says reel him in, that means he got him, man.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's some troll play right there. Nice pickup, though.
I didn't even see the Venomous disappear. Now we got a little bit of troll for Owie. Dual Breath going to instantly reveal up the real one. However, wonderful silence and wall means Owie's going to be able to walk away, but not quite. Puppey outside of the silence, able to get the nuke, then pops off the Hand of God from middle lane. Dendi trying to rot himself to death, but Invoker fogged able to bring him down. And Puppey comes in towards the middle lane with Arsat. Ice Path locking them in. Bulba, he tries to break his way back out again, going straight on top of Puppey, Line of Heaven, then pulls Tides of Time a little bit closer back in again, but Fogged not really finding, well, the best position in the end he actually gets because he walks away from the Macropire. Venomancer on the run out too. Neck Charge going to keep him alive thanks to Axe. Axe trying to stick around a little bit longer, but Puppey's creeps just keep chasing him down with the Darkseer Iron Shell on the back of it. And now Fogged almost locked in a horrible position there. Stomp on cooldown, the only thing that would have saved him out of that one. Bit of a surge away in Arsat's Ice Path to cover the retreat. But Owie moving fast, popping off a drum charge as Vorst turns around to fight this one. Looking for an opening, but walks straight back into a Sentry Ward, but he has enough damage through the Janata with it coming out of the Ghost Walk, then followed up with a Shuri Toss, able to get that kill. And Owie, 3 seconds stun now on a Vorst. Arsat lines up a little bit more, Dual Breath, and just nukes him down. And Vorst is the one to get the kill. They're still revealed off. He's going to go down. One Iron Shell sent up, and Bulba with his ultimate able finish off at least the Jakiro. Oh, looks like Dendi's rejoined the fight. Now getting called in, galed up, ultied up, Fog turning around as well. Cole snapping on Dendi. Light of Heaven trying to help out. Keeps that Iron Shell on top of Dendi, and that damage, he pulls him in a little bit closer, but it's not going to be enough to bring down anyone from Dignitas. And Dendi loses his life. Arsat still looking for an opening, but really can't do it by himself.
That was definitely a troll vacuum. I think he was just like, yeah, you're dead. I'm just going to see if I can do any more damage, and maybe you can deny yourself and go for a kill. He went for the hook, but it really wasn't anywhere close. I think it was just like a, well, I'm dead hook. And, I mean, they are overextending quite a bit here. They just lost a lot, and really all they got really was a Venomancer kill on a CK, which is still okay, I guess. But it's not really worth losing the Pudge twice and the Bounty Hunter. It just was an ugly exchange there for Na'Vi. Dignitas definitely came out ahead there.
Just seeing even the change as far as experience in gold goes. Watching Arsat as well, about to die here in the middle lane. They can glimpse him back now. He's already walked far enough away. Locked inside the wall. Fog drops the meteorite in his head, and Cole snaps him up. Dignitas running in with smoke, and Bulba instantly revealed. Puppey is the one here. They're going to find Denny. Only a 2-second stun out in him, and then into the Phantasm. Light of Heaven already puts the wall up, backs him in into a horrible choke point inside the trees. Way too sexy to get the Alban off, but will die directly after it. And there's a lot of heroes to fight for them. Now they want to focus on Bulba. There's 2 heroes going down for that one. Well, we've got ourselves a bit of a split. Ice Path is there. Centaur stomp up by Puppey. Dual Breath as well. And Fog going to try and help him out. But Bulba on such low life, he is not going to tick from this. However, he's able to get back to safety while Tides of Time running from a Vorst as well as Light of Heaven. Both CK and Venomancer going down in the end, and maybe the Ice Path. Arsat, the range is almost, he was thinking about it, is sitting just on the edge, and a Vorst dives into the base, looking for Tides of Time. Should be able to pick him up, or maybe not. He can't finish the job. There's a Sentry Ward right next to him. Hand of God trying to give him the life to get in there to finish up the job. Now he goes on way too sexy, but way too overcommitted. so far into the wrong base.
That is what we will call a manly bounty hunter. We'll say that much. I mean, his BKB he had used during the pursuit of CK, and then he just had the bloodlust in his eyes. He's like, you know what? I want to get another kill before I die. I don't care what happens. I just want the kill, which, as a bounty hunter, I kind of get where you're coming from, but you pretty much base dove for a support disruptor when you're one of the most valuable heroes in your team at this point. And again, it's Na'Vi playing very confident. They feel like they're far ahead.
Found hook again.
They are.
Not going to latch anybody. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I would want to see it if it actually happened too. I don't mind the interrupt. Anytime there's an opportunity, you just got to listen for the audio clip that plays when he lands it. Even if you don't see it, you can hear it.
Unfortunately, with the audio I get into my ears, I don't get enough of that audio sound because it balances out with the commentary. So your voice is actually as loud as the call that comes through. Dendy looking for another opening for this. Checking out that middle lane. But no one's really getting in a good position for it, and because the Radiant have already completely... Like, we've got one ward from the Dire side on this side of the river, but it's on their own side of the river. It gives them very little to no vision whatsoever. This axe on Gem, they've got to get rid of. Or they could just grab themselves another Aegis the Immortal, and you did get your BKB up on Bounty Hunter. It wasn't the Desolator. I
was hoping for a Deso, because those supports... Right now in Dignitas, like the Venomancer and the Disruptor, they can't live through that. I mean, Bounty Hunter's already level 16, which is -5 armor from Attract, and even another -6 from a Deso. And if somebody wants to buy a medallion, maybe Arsart wants to pick one up, I mean, the amount of pain that Havos would do is just indescribable. It would hurt a lot.
Well, looks like Na'Vi will be taking off Roshan again. Second time round now. Also gives level 16 up to a Vorst. Not quite level 16 for Dendy. It means we've now got 3 points up in that track. Slowly pushing in. And maybe going to go down that middle. Even Puppy, during the middle of all of that, denied the tier 1 tower in the middle lane. Wouldn't say...
They're just really good. They're like brutally efficient, even when it feels like they're trolling. Like watching this game, it just looks like Na'Vi are kind of having fun with it, which is amazing because Dignitas is a team where normally they're the ones who feel like they're at the advantage. I mean, they definitely have performed great recently, and they are using a stand-in, of course, but I'm not used to seeing them like this. Yeah,
it's Bulba. You can't really pin them down for their stand-in. Melu a troll for Arsart. Remember, he's going to get possibly glimpsed back in again. Owie getting harassed up by a Vorst, forcing a stun up on him, just holding him out, and there it is going to be Arsart trying to be sent back by Puppy, but he can't keep him alive long enough to do it. And a Vorst again now. 3-second stun going out on him. Bulba making his move. He's going to get this call, or maybe not. BKB pops off from a Vorst. Phantasm walls up as well, and well, funnily enough, BKB will let you walk straight through that little sucker. Maybe try and glimpse it back in a moment. Fog as well as Owie, both four-staffing up, sliding in, and then Reality rifting him back in again. Aegis the Immortal. I don't know if they're going to save a Vorst, if he's going to be able to get invis in time. I don't think so, not with a gem sitting there. And that's going to be the death of a Vorst. Pudge going to attempt to hook an illusion. Is all he managed to get. Getting out of position. Dandy looks for the hook again. Again going fishing, but no fish. And Bulba trying to get rid of this Satyr a little bit. But the tower will still go down. The siege creep at the back. Timing was right for it. Dandy again. This time he's going to latch a hook up onto Bulba. Question is, how's initiation going to go? It's a nice back into the wall. Already killed off Axe, and Denny with the Ghost Scepter means that CK can't do any kind of damage. And there's that pick off. They claim the tower, and more importantly, that gem's on the deck. But no one has spotted it. Or they're just letting it sit there. I think Arsar's now finally making the move. Yeah, the pings are coming out from both the Invoker. Arsar comes in, just destroys it.
It's definitely great to allow CK to continue his melee attacks, and he really needs to be able to stick a target. Yeah, you can Chaos Ball and Reality Rift, but sometimes you can't just follow somebody like that, and you get stunned out or something like that, you get hooked, and it's just a lot better, I think, in a team fight than going in AC would be here.
It's Rosh time. Sunstrike's going to hit on Puppy, and they're all walking inside Roshan Pit. Don't know if you'll see the Monkey King bar up on Bounty Hunter, making a bit of a slot for himself to pick up that Aegis the Immortal. Well, we got Cheese this time around as well. So Dandy looks for he's fishing for one hero that's out of position so they can initiate. And in come Ties of Time, starts up the wall. Horst is locked inside it for now, and Owie popping off Phantasm, goes straight on line of heaven. He's already got the wall up. Remember, that's nagging himself to wall as well. And Horst with the BKB, but already Darkseer first want to take the fall. Now the Macro Pine goes down, trying to split up Dignitas, who Owie just says, I'll jump in the middle of it. Completely out of mana for him, though. Another wall dropped up, holding Dendy in position. Trying to send one hero back out, and it'll be, well, Dignitas. Tides of Time on the run. Denny wants to get a little bit closer. Arsart now with a Blink Dagger. Misses on the ice path. Nice little avoid there by Tot. And he should be able to get all the way back. Denny again with another fishing hook, but can't finish the job. Horst wants an opening. He's going to find Owie. There's a lot of damage straight off the cuff. Maybe with a little bit more. The Sunstrike hitting going to hit pretty nicely there on Pumpy, but already Chaos Knight taking a fall. Pull back out again. Venomancer gets pulled out by Denny, brings him down. Bulber on such low life, but able to use that ultimate to finally finish up the Bounty Hunter. But then, Horst by his back, and we're going to go down the middle lane. 4 heroes on the sidelines for Dignitas.
The buyout from Horst, he even got a couple of tracks off during that. They did manage to kill him once, but, I mean, that was a really awkward engagement. They didn't have Phantasm. Most of their damage abilities were pretty much down at that point, outside of the call, which was used to kill the Bounty Hunter in the first place. But when you lose a team fight like that, and it's a 4v5, things are definitely not going too well for you, and especially considering that during that particular engagement when they went towards middle, Horst didn't even have BKB. Like, he just went in and basically almost killed 3 people solo, and the MKB addition to his already BKB, Vlad's phase, and drum is making him do a tremendous amount of damage, and even a CK has a hard time sitting against that.
I'm interested to see that, I'm interested to see that Dendy values a magic wand over his urn. He ended up selling his urn instead of his magic wand so he'd have space for the cheese.
Well, he doesn't have a bottle anymore, and it still is pretty effective for mana. I mean, hook cooldown isn't that long. It's only 11 seconds, so you want to be able to kind of throw him out. And Denny's the kind of player who said himself that if you don't throw him, you never know if they're going to land. So I would assume he's just going to be fishing some more, and Wand during a team fight is a little bit more effective than most of the time.
Well, he's searching for that middle lane, but Dignitas, they're being very, very cautious back inside their base. They did not want to get caught out at all. And quick glimpse there on a Horst, but not really going to change it around. Or was it just the wall that came up? But Dignitas, I just feel like they're backing themselves into a corner. Or are they just feeling that late game they've got this, so if we stall it, we're going to be fine? Is this the mentality we're looking at now against Na'Vi?
It is, to an extent. I mean, when you're feeling like you're behind, the only real strategy you have left is to try to take a team fight in your base. And some teams get to that point, and you might not even have a chance. It might just be, not saying this game particularly, but sometimes that's your only option. Like, you can only defend at the base, hope that your tier 3s are enough to turn the team fight in your favor, or just the way the terrain is. Of course, being on the high ground puts you at a pretty big advantage. And of course, they have Axe. He has 4-staff initiation. If he can catch somebody decent, they have Disruptor. They have methods to fight in enclosed spaces, so obviously it's going to be to their advantage to fight here. But the CK Ultra late game will be a little bit better, I feel, than the heroes of Na'Vi. It's just, can they get to that point? And really, is Owie's farm good enough to get there that fast? Because right now, I still only got a BKB.
Oh, there's your Pudge hook. Finally, as she brings out one as Owie pops up his BKB. The Darkseer wall, everybody's caught inside that one. Way too sexy. He's an absolute cluster of heroes. 3 heroes already gone, and the GG is called. Dignitas say this game is over. Especially when it's a 4-for-0 fight that just happened. And your bottom ranks to go. So Na'Vi, they're able to win it in 40 minutes. And Dignitas unable to carry this into the late game. Game number 2 will be coming up shortly. This is your grand final of the ESWC. If you're awake at this early hour of the morning,